Alright, so today's plan. The reason why I have Ben here and I'm filming Ben and I together is because we both basically sort of experienced something that I want to share to you guys. It's like storytelling video, also informative video on a bunch of different types of stuff. But more importantly, that we're going to talk about bear hunting this episode. Ben is an absolute phenomenal bear hunter. He's killed I don't know how many bear with a bow, but as far as you know, only having so many years in his belt, he's killed a bear almost every year with his bow. So we're gonna go ahead in his basement, check out a couple things, but also we're gonna tell some bear stories and talk about bear camp with you guys. So stay tuned, enjoy. If you guys do like this, don't forget to subscribe. Check down the description as well as all the other cool stuff I have. We have tons of stuff on Antlered Pursuit TV. So if you guys enjoy, stay tuned. Alrighty, well we've made it to Ben's, what did you call this? Man cave, bear cave, deer cave, and also the we got the triple kill here. We got a bear, turkey, and a buck. Unfortunately, they're from different states, different parts of the states. But Ben, go ahead and talk about your little wall of success here. You got some serious bear kills and deer kills and stuff. Go ahead and talk about like a little 30-second little tidbit of what you got going on here.
So this here's the first bear I ever shot. Pretty much first one I ever saw was in Manitowoc, Ontario. I went through Hill Sport Hilton and did a little kind of a self-guided hunt. And we went up there week with 6 or 7 guys. I think we shot 5 bears, and shot this one on the 3rd night. Then we didn't see a lot, but we had pretty good success.
Yeah.
And the 3rd night, this one came in about 2:30. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon, and he walked in right underneath me, and I was about 6 feet up in the air, and he came in right underneath me, and then walked out a little bit, and he stopped, and I drew and shot and did a hard shot on him. He wailed out of there. Blood was pumping out of him, and yeah, that was a cool experience.
Cool,
I shot this one with my Black Widow longbow, and yeah, did a good shot on the thing. It went through the heart. He went about 25 or 30 yards and piled up.
Power it up, man.
Listen to the death moan.
Check out that blade, guys. Am I correct in saying you can't get these anymore, or you can get these arrows? You can still probably get these arrows.
Yeah.
Does Lancaster Archery have them?
No.
You have to just buy them online or something?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, cool, man. They're pretty wicked things.
Yeah.
But, alright, so there's just one story of many different types of stories that Ben has. We have, like a 350-pounder right there?
Yeah, this was about a 350-pound. It was the first time I went up to Tippmann Outfitters up in
Malartic.
Quebec.
Yeah. That's actually what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
That's the outfitting service that Ben and I were both hunting on, and pretty much we're going to tell you guys what we experienced and stuff. So you said that was the first time you ever up there, right?
First time up there. It was the first night out, and I had my wife with me, and we went out. It was really cold and windy. I believe it might have even been raining. And the night, it was dark, pretty much dark. Not camera light was over, but shooting time was still another 20 minutes, and we packed up all our gear and just ready to get out of the stand. And I looked up, and this guy was standing about 20 yards at the bait barrel, and I sat there for like 5 minutes trying to get a shot at him with a longbow, and it wasn't happening. So I used a 12-gauge slug gun and shot him, right double lunged him and dropped him in his tracks.
Sick dude.
Yeah, that's my biggest one to date.
Cool, man.
That one.
Cool, man. Well, here's another little interesting thing here. We got a buck with I guess you could say an antler going through the deer's face almost. Look at that. But hopefully, Ben, he's actually going to be, we'll see, he may or may not, but if he doesn't start a channel, his Instagram is going to be right here, and hopefully he's going to be posting about these little animals and interesting stories, such as the antlered through face whitetail buck he has over here. He shot that one, I believe, in Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana, yeah. So that was a kind of an interesting story. I hope you guys, if you guys want to check that out, don't be afraid to follow him and or subscribe to his channel. If it's down below, I'll always put it down there. If not, so still check out his Instagram account right here. He's got some pretty cool stuff there. So we're gonna go ahead and be talking about bear stories today, guys. So stay tuned. Not just these bear stories, but Tippmann Outfitter stories. It's going to be one heck of a fun time.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, this is like a flippin' dark bear here, dude. This thing is dark and
It's all black.
it looks sneaky, you know what I mean? It has no brown face. Imagine going up to the woods and all of a sudden just seeing that thing staring right at you.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
That was the
Jeez.
second year I went up to Tippmann Outfitters.
Second year, right? Okay.
And I took my wife along with me up there. I was seeing some smaller ones and was hoping for bigger ones and passing them. And the guide told me that I should take my wife out and have her shoot a bear if I can. And so he gave me his crossbow, and we shot it about 3 or 4 times, and she was right on. So we went out. First night she went out, this thing here came up to about 20 yards, and she hit it right through the heart.
Jeez.
And it ran about maybe 40 yards and piled up. And, yeah, that was a good hunt.
That is one little sneaky bear. And then we have the bear from this past year. Ben actually shot this one with me. We were hunting the same sort of stretch up in Antlered, Quebec, but we're going to have him talk about the story real quick. I unfortunately don't have my bear skull here with you guys, but again, the whole video of our trip, half of the bear kills that we killed 2 bear, and I got my bear kill on film. Ben didn't quite get his on film because he was hunting by himself. He didn't really have a cameraman and also the right setup for it. So he did end up getting a bear. I ended up getting a bear. We got mine on film, so if you guys do want to see that, it's always going to be down in the description. Full Antlered, Quebec bear hunting trip. Check that out. Don't want to miss it. So Ben, go ahead and quickly talk to us about the little bear. Actually, it's not so little, but it's a kind of an interesting story. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead and talk about this real quick for us.
So this here's my second bear with the bow. It's the third one I shot, and we were up at Tippmann Outfitters again, and I was trying to decide between a gun and a bow what I should use, so I took them both out with me. Then my stand was about 45 yards from the bait, and it was a nice evening, so I decided to make my own ground blind to it was about 6 or 8 yards from the bait. And I went down and moved some stuff around and made myself a little brush blind, and about 2 hours later this thing came through and came up there, came right to me and sniffed me a little bit, and he walked around the side and he got about 6 yards away, and he stops and he turns broadside, and I drew and shot him, and he went about 4 or 5 yards and stands up on his back feet, and then he went off and ran about 20 yards and piled up. And yeah, that was a good hunt there. That was probably one of my most favorite bear hunts.
Jeez.
Being on the ground and right up with him.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that the bear, when you shot, you just saw that white arrows go right through the sucker. It's like the white on the black contrast just went right through it and just disappeared. And from that second, you're like, that bear's dead.
Yeah,
That was such a cool experience.
Yeah, that's the most favorite bear hunt there.
And especially finding the whole idea of like, then you picking up the arrow and it was a totally covered in blood white arrow. I just absolutely love that part of bow hunting, when you actually pick up your arrow that went through something like that. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I got the arrow over here, so I might even.
All right, so we actually have the arrow.
Yeah.
From what was it? That was a year ago, actually.
We'd be up there right now.
We'd be up there right now. We'd be up there right now, and Ben potentially would have that bear.
Would be shooting my bear tonight.
It was tonight that you shot your bear. Well, we went up there last weekend in May. It would be.
It would have been last week.
It would be tomorrow or something like that, right?
I shot mine on a Wednesday night. So it would have either been last Wednesday or this Wednesday.
So it could be 1 year anniversary with that bear right there. So Ben's holding that arrow exactly almost 1 year from the time he shot that sucker.
Still got all the blood on it.
Let's check that thing out here. Dude, that's some pretty gnarly stuff right there, man. That's pretty crazy. But alright, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about little stories. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and just talk about Tippmann Outfitters. Before I want to say this, Ben actually has an Antlered Pursuit TV hat. He got one from the channel, so if you guys do want to snag an Antlered Pursuit TV Cambo snapback, please be sure to go down in the description. As always, I have my apparel down there, so if you guys do want to support me in any way, you can buy a hat. Also, I have a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, sweatshirt right down what I'm wearing right now, such as that stuff. So Ben, let's go ahead and talk about Tippmann Outfitters, man. It's going to be a good one. Alrighty, well, I guess you can say this is an unofficial podcast kind of a deal. It's not really going to be all set up with mics and all fancy equipment, but Ben and I were just going to go ahead and totally nonchalant tell our story, tell our experiences up in the great wilderness of Quebec, Canada, Antlered, Quebec, Canada more in particular. And if you guys do like this little podcast, put your headphones in if you're driving more long distance or whatever. If you want to even in a room, on your bed, going about ready to go to sleep, put the headphones in, listen along. Hopefully you guys can learn something from the Antlered Pursuit TV. So stay tuned and enjoy it. Hopefully it's semi-entertaining for you.